Okay, now it's IOV, how do you, IO. So, Antoine, come on stage, please. And Isabel, yeah. Round of applause. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Bringing blockchain to the people. IO provides a DNS-like protocol for blockchain networks.
Exactly. Thank you so much to be here today. We are very excited. First, we have two questions for you. Two key questions. Raise your hands if you have a Bitcoin address. Someone here has a Bitcoin address? OK, great. Do you remember your Bitcoin address? Raise your hands. Not really. OK. Now, do you have an email address? Raise your hands. Do you have an email address? Only these people have an email address? Maybe more people? OK. Do you remember your email address? OK. This is about IOV. I introduce you, Isabella, which is co-founder and part of the IoT team, CTO of IOV.
Thank you. So blockchain is difficult for many people. It's hard to understand. You know, there's many moving components and pieces, consensus, transaction types, the blockchain itself, the ledger. Cryptography itself is very hard to understand. I will admit, I don't actually understand all of the pieces of cryptography because I'm not a mathematician. When people approach blockchain, they have to decide, which one do I want to use? Why choose Bitcoin? Why choose Ethereum? Why choose any of the other ones? These are issues that people approach and face every day. Blockchain is rife with usability issues, such as public key addressing. So we already kind of covered that, asking, who remembers their public key address? Nobody in here. And there's also user experience problems. That would be the issue of can't remembering the address, trying to pay with Bitcoin. As we see here displayed, there's a nice long Bitcoin address. I can't remember that, and I don't think very many people in here could either. The other issue blockchain faces is interoperability. Interoperability is very limited in the blockchain space, and nobody is approaching it with a long-term vision. And standardization efforts for it are lacking because everybody wants to build their own thing. They want to build their own technology. And long-term planning is often an afterthought. They think, OK, we can do an ICO and collect a bunch of money and make our application, but how is that going to scale into the future? Today, I'm going to present a solution, our solution, IOV's solution, about how to solve some of these problems. And that is through the blockchain communications protocol, which we are proposing. And it will include an easy-to-use standard of interoperability, so anybody can implement this standard and be compatible with the other chains that also implement it. Through this protocol, we can enable the migration of tokens from one chain to another, leveraging cross-chain atomic swaps. To summarize what a cross-chain atomic swap is, you've got a swap on one side and a swap on the other, and they're both claimed at the same time, removing the need for a third party in between the two parties. On top of that, we're going to provide the blockchain name service, which is built on top of the BCP, and it provides a lookup service for blockchains that is very similar to DNS. So it's kind of looking back at the roots of the World Wide Web and seeing a lot of the lessons that they encountered, or the issues and the lessons learned and the solutions to those problems. And from our perspective, having a blockchain name service is going to be very helpful for helping bridge the blockchains together and provide them the ability to communicate using a single layer of interchain support and a unified wallet. And then on top of that, to kind of solve the issue of remembering your address, we are introducing the value name service. So instead of having a long address like the Ethereum address listed here, we'll provide one that is very easy to remember, such as John at iov.value. And from there, it's very easy. You can just give them your value address, just like you can give somebody your email address today. So we're doing a token sale starting next week. We welcome anybody who wishes to participate to join us on Telegram or apply on our website to go through our vetting process to ensure that that you're allowed to invest. And it's very important to follow all of these KYC and AML procedures. And I suggest that everybody in this room who's considering doing a token sale, go through those same processes, because we all want to make sure that as a company we're protected, and as an investor we're also protected. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.